Many animal species make huge sacrifices for the survival of their offspring. One species deserves a special respect for this. We are here at the Ganaraska Millenium Conservation Area to observe one salmon in her most intimate moment during her quest to reproduce. Her name is Sammi. She is a Chinook Salmon. She's here to find a mate and breed. She's here for her children's sake. Sammi is only 3 years old, but over the past week, she has gone through a lot of obstacles just to get here. Sammi was born right here in this river, the Ganarasca, which runs through the town of Port Hope into Lake Ontario. Most of Sammi's life was spent growing up in Lake Ontario. This year, she reaches maturity, and her instinct tells her that it's time for her to travel back to where she was born to become a mother. Her journey starts at the mouth of the Ganaraska River, where it meets Lake Ontario. Before she even enters the river, several anglers are already there waiting for her with lures that looks like flies and little fish. Some even camped out overnight to increase their chance of hooking up salmon like Sammi. Even here at the mouth of the river, there are already carcasses of salmon strewn across the rocks. Some died upstream and flowed back down. Some were injured here by anglers' hook and died shortly after. The water is still deep here, so you cannot see Sammi, as she tries to dodge the anglers and swim upstream. Along the way, there are more and more anglers trying to cut her off with tempting lures. Salmon carcasses and the stench they created becomes more apparent as we follow Sammi up the river. As we pass the fish cleaning station and the railroad bridge above, the river water suddenly becomes shallower. Some places have barely deep enough water for salmon to swim through. The exposed rocks scrape into multiple salmon's skin as they wiggle their body to get through. We are now at the Rotary Park section of the Ganaraska River. You can see that there are many more anglers than there are salmon in the water. Many places have huge gaps in elevation of the riverbed, creating a small waterfall. Sammi must not only dodge the anglers, but must rush past and sometimes jump over these waterfalls. Many times she gets washed back by the river current. She must rest and start all over again and again. You can see her here clearly exhausted and is trying to catch her breath after multiple failed attempts at rushing the waterfalls. This is the most dangerous part of the river that Sammi must pass through. Many of Sammi's siblings and cousins never made it. Their carcasses are thrown all over along with the garbage. Some have perished for many days. Birds are already picking on their decomposed bodies. Many have been hooked and reeled in by anglers. Some anglers bagged 3, others dragged away 4. Some salmon have been cut to pieces simply for carvings. Their body parts were thrown back into the river. Luckily for our Sammi, she made it through and is now at the Wado Hotel section of the river. There are still lots of anglers here, but the water is a little deeper, more room for salmon to evade them. We are now at the Ontario Street Bridge. There are fewer fishermen here, a bit of breather for Sammi, but she is not out of danger yet, as there are effective anglers here. Also, there are those who even try to scoop her up with a net. Sammi is exhausted and tries to recuperate after a man who tried to scoop her up left her alone after being told that what he was doing was not allowed. It took quite a while for her to gather enough strength and make another attempt up the river. This time, she made it through. Up till now, Sammi has only made it through 1/3 of the way towards her destination. She has a long way to go, and all along there are always fishermen here and there trying to hook her. We are now at the Riverside Railway Trail, which is about 2/3 of the way. As you can see here, danger is always present. There's a group of fishermen trying to catch salmon. One salmon passing through this place at the same time as Sammi got tricked into swallowing a fly lure. She was dragged out of the water and is now on her way to someone's dinner table. Sammi barely escaped another angler's nagging hook, suffering a small scratch on her dorsal fin. The adrenaline rush from the sharp hand unleashed a life or death dash forward, away from these rod-wielding humans. Sammi has made it to the Corbett Dam. Many other salmon are right there, all congested into one small area below the dam, waiting to jump through. Here, salmon are finally safe from anglers as fishing is forbidden. What a relief! Still, there are many humans here, but they come in peace. Their hands hold on to the camera instead of the fishing rod. Many are young children. They would cheer when one of the salmon jumped and made it through the fish ladder, specifically constructed to help salmon safely cross the dam. Sammi takes advantage of the ladder, gives her all, and jumps right through it on her first try. She made it! What a girl! After a short swim from the dam, she finally reached her destination, the Ganaraska Millenium Conservation Area. This is such a beautiful place. The water is crystal clear, the current is slow and steady. The river is not too deep nor too shallow. The soil underneath is soft, and there are pebbles, plenty of vegetation covers. Such a perfect environment for salmon to spawn. This was where Sammi was born. This is where she will fulfill her life's quest to be a mother. And look! She already found a potential mate. They're chasing each other in a ritualistic courtship. After a while, with her tail, she will dig a depression on the riverbed and lay eggs in there as her mate deposits his sperms on it. She will then carefully bury the fertilized eggs with sand and pebbles. But her job is not finished yet. Her eggs are vulnerable to predators and even to other spawning salmon that may dig up the same place and expose them. She must guard against these intruders. She must do so around the clock. During this period, she will not eat. Each passing day, her body will become thinner and thinner. After about a week, she will use up all her energy reserves. She will peacefully take her last breath and die from starvation. By now, her eggs are nicely buried under additional river deposits and are less likely to be discovered by predators. Sammi has finally fulfilled her life's purpose. Her eggs will eventually hatch in the winter. By early spring, the little salmon will be big enough to start feeding by themselves in the river, and by the summer, they will move downstream to Lake Ontario and carry on with the cycle.